I mean, are international players, at all getting, beyond? I'm saying like Japan and all that. Have you been getting, people from, Europe and Asia at all, or has it been primarily, the Caribbean, South America, and North America?
It's been 95% Caribbean, South America, North America. We actually were in contact with Ryan Hart. He is interested in coming out from the UK. We're talking to James Bardolph over there in the UK about doing a qualifier as well. So we'll probably get a few people from Europe. We have heard from a couple Asian players. I don't think there are going to be many though, because it is a ways away. But the prize, of course, is going to attract some of these guys. We won't be flying anyone from Asia. We didn't do any qualifiers there. We're not covering any expense of everyone coming here, but we're not going to stop anyone from coming. All I know is, of course, they have to take into account their visas, their passports. But being guys that travel a lot, it's not unlikely that they won't be here. I can tell you there's one particular sponsor of Asian players that has told us they do want to send some of their Japanese and well, let's just say Japanese for now players to come to the event. So it's going to be a very wide variety of gamers. I would say, being that the Caribbean is a region with like about 35 different countries and every country is represented at VXG, we're probably going to have one of the widest number of countries represented at a tournament. Simply because the Caribbean is just a vast number of countries in itself.
Um, Rolando?
Yeah?
Okay. Well, James, at some point in our conversation, can we talk about the anime community? Because the anime community has been tweeting and posting in your chat. They want to discuss something about anime.
Okay, well, I mean, my position on it, I know last time I was on in their chat, on their stream, we told them Persona would be in. It's not Blaze Blue, it's not Guilty Gear, so it's not to say that every anime game is in, but we did select Persona 4 Arena that's going to be in at VXG. $3,000 guaranteed prize. All these guaranteed prizes that I called out last week, by the way, it's very likely that they can go up. We're already talking to various companies. Um,
My Little
and there's
Pony? My Little Pony?
No.
don't say that. There is actually another game developer that is interested in working with VXG. We'll see how those conversations go, and perhaps we'll get a new developer involved in the event.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to, I'm not steering people, and I hope it's not a misconception that, like, I don't know, we're part of an Illuminati and I'm trying to steer people to your event. I'm just, the way I look at it, from going and traveling all over the country to all tournaments, it's just a different scene. For the guys that have been going and playing competitively for years, this is giving you the opportunity to do something you never did. That's all. That's the way I look at it. I've been to Evo. I'm not telling people don't go to Evo and go to St. Martin. I'm saying go to both if you can. Shit, go to as many tournaments as you can. But like I said, from what I've seen, I did see one negative thing about the island though.
Whoa,
Yeah,
what do you?
the
What
fucking
is it?
when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, when it rains, the way we get rain here, it comes down and then it like even Triforce noted that the other day, like it was just a massive amount of rain coming down at one moment. But the good thing about the islands is that we don't get like a full day of rain like that unless it's a storm or something, but that doesn't really that doesn't happen often. Like getting a full day of just rain, nah, that hardly ever happens. It's just that when it does rain, it comes down like it's the world's gonna end and all kinds of shit. But we don't get like what I noticed in the US too, like you have an entire like wave that passes, so you get like 4 or 5 days of snow or 4 or 5 days of rain. The tropical system is a lot different. Weather is very torrential. It comes down hard and then it leaves again.
And there's
We got a
some
guy. Hold on, we
20
gotta.
minutes. Hour.
What's that?
We're talking about only 20 minutes tops to 20 minutes minimum to an hour. Then the
Yeah,
rain's gone.
like Florida.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, some parts.
DJ Toro said, you know, and it's true. People don't understand the difference between quote unquote being Illuminati and endorsing something that I believe in it. You know,
Well, to be
I think that Rolando, you know, from the last year back going to the, you know, gross and perfect legend thing, you know, the way you've come off and presented this, you presented it in a responsible way. You didn't turn around and blow your own horn and say, "Hey, everybody, my event's gonna be great. Fucking Vince McMahon is gonna fucking announce the fucking matches, and it's gonna be the coolest thing." You just said, "Look, I'm gonna put together the best thing I can," and what you've put together as a package thus far is, you know, in my opinion, as close to perfect as I could get, next to having a couple of Asian girls massage me while I'm playing my games. You know, I mean, then you know, then I'm moving to the island. You know, but it's a vacation spot. It's a vacation spot that people don't, you know, get to experience, you know, often. Hopefully, it's something that, you know, will continue to grow. Now, for you, I want to ask you. You know, I know you have a bar to hit where it's okay. We're good. Do you see yourself getting to a point where you say, you know what, this is the point that we're at, and we don't need to pass this, or do you want to continue to grow?
Currently, like our 5-year goal is to assist the St. Martin government in kind of justifying a very large convention center that's being built in a few years, around 2015. They want to make sure they have enough activities to justify the construction of this convention center, VXG being one of them. If you ask me my goal, as long as we can fill up that venue, we would be satisfied with that. We don't want to ever become like DreamHack, which is like 20,000-30,000 people, because we don't want to take away from the quality of the service that we provide. We want to be able to remain small enough that, you know, at the end of the tournament, we can ask everyone personally, how was your event? How did you enjoy it? Make sure that, you know, everyone's being well attended to, because, you know, it's funny, like, there's some people out there that were saying, like, you know, VXG's only focusing on the beach or only about the event. Like, what are they saying about the tournament itself? Like, honestly, the tournament is the easy part. Like, we got to stop pretending like doing a tournament is the hardest thing in the world. If you compare running a tournament to running a world-class boat race, like the Heineken Regatta, or a festival with 30,000-40,000 people like Carnival, that's hard. You know, doing a tournament, yes, it does require responsibility. It is something that is challenging, but the true challenge on our end is actually to make sure people have a wonderful time, and are well taken care of. That your food is good, that your bags make it straight to your room, that, you know, someone's there to open the door for you, that you have a SIM card to call back home. You know, that if you have a question, there's someone right around the corner to ask, that there's good food, that there's beautiful women, that there's great parties. Like, that's challenging. That's something that we really challenge ourselves with, you know, and that is why, because that is the aim of our challenge. That's why we want to be able to make sure that we don't grow too big, that we could always be able to give that experience.
Now, you know, that's one of the things that obviously attracts me to the event. And once again, I'm not picking on Evo. You know, no event in the States, you know, no event in the States caters to gamers like that. You know, and that's one of the things that, you know, like I said, it's a turn on for me, in the sense that you're leaving the country to get treated like royalty, basically. You know, and that's something that's admirable to do, and I think when people do experience it, they're gonna realize, wow, you know what? This whole, Evo's competing with me. No, we're not. We are. We're not. No, 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 no. When this one. It's all gonna get pushed aside. It's gonna be like, yo, it's just gonna be. It's as Tom Brady coined the phrase, great tournament, great experience.
Can I chime in for a second?
Go ahead.
I'm going to keep this 100,000,000% gangster and real. The problem here is this. People are being hypocritical about the situation, and people and tournament organizers feel threatened. This is just the reality of it. If we move away all the nonsense, we push away all the bullshit, we push away all the politics, that's what it ultimately comes down to. Rolando is not doing anything wrong. People feel Rolando is this big money guy coming in, spending money on the scene, think he can buy his way into the scene. Let's say that's true. What's wrong with that? This broke ass scene needs the fucking money anyway. So they're freaking full of shit complaining. If Evo was to do what Rolando did, it'd be accepted. But I guess because he chops coconuts and climbs trees, it's not accepted. Nonsense.
Hey, Rolando, by the way, did you see that video?
Yeah, I know. that was that was stereotypical.
You're a celebrity, man.
I know. I chop coconuts and climb trees. Now I actually gotta work on this shit, because I think I said it last week. Climbing a coconut tree is much, much harder than you think, man.
First thing I'm gonna do when I get off the fucking plane, I'm gonna be like,
don't do it, James. I'm not gonna be responsible.
No. I'm gonna point to you and say, "Show me how you do it." Go get me. Girl's gonna hand me a Coke, and I'm gonna go, "No, Rolando, get me that one."
Right off the tree, right?
You said it was coming off the tree. I want it off the tree.
Now, here's the thing. Going back to this, Rolando, and this is the hypocrisy, the ignorance and stupidity of the scene. Everyone's saying you have kids, guys who have no idea what tourism is about, no idea what government's about, no idea what politics is about. They have no experience in any of these fields, making claims that VXG is unsustainable. These claims are being based off of the system for the fighting game community used in America. That's like saying the American economy determines whatever other economies out there are going to live or die. So does that mean the euro is going to die because the American economies are doing well? It's just stupid how they even think of that. VXG is about quality. It is not about quantity. People keep thinking, oh, well, when VXG starts and 200 people come to the island, it's going to fail. If 200 people came to the island, that
oh
is
my God.
Enough.
That is more than what I want, man. That is a great success.
And people have to understand that it is a quality assurance thing. Okay, I have the best way to describe VXG as a tournament event. Evo is Microsoft. MLG is PlayStation. VXG is Nintendo. They may not have the Kratos and all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to it in the quality, they got Mario and Zelda. So everyone else can eat a dick, because this shit's going to be good.
Alright, well, let me address just again, like I keep saying, our parameters for success are different, guys. Don't worry about us. We're going to be okay. Like, VXG isn't going anywhere. We already have commitments through the next few years. Now, there was a question I wanted to pose out there, because this was another question, kind of coming back to what we had there. I guess there's a lot of MK players in there. So this is to all the MK players. Last week we announced a prize of $8,000. All right, for Mortal Kombat 9. First place, I believe, was $3,200, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was $3,200, and it pays out to top 8. What I want to ask everyone in the MK community that's here right now, do you think that is a good prize for the hype behind VXG, or was it a bit underwhelming? Because I had a particular pro gamer that told me, and I quote, I'm not going to call his name, but he said, quote, I think that's laughable. So I want to know if I missed something here.
James, James, hold on, James. You see that sigh?
Yeah.
That sigh, the first person that came in your mind, that's exactly who said it.
I know. My thing is this.
Don't make any assumption. I talked to a lot of MK players out there, guys.
This team is white.
Stop. Listen, I don't want to slander anyone in this because I actually don't want to poke shots at this gamer. I actually want an honest opinion from the actual people.
All right, I'm gonna tell you this. Let me use a hypothetical here to explain this. If we were back in 1992, first of all, I'd be able to beat everybody in the MK community with one hand, and it's been proven already. Now, I would go to a tournament like VXG, as an example. You would, because I'm JamessMK, the man, the myth, the motherfucking legend, you would offer me $5,000 in a money match. And I would be like, you mean all I got to do is win and you're going to give me $5,000? And that has nothing to do with the $8,000 that you have in the tournament, so I'm going to walk off with $3,200? And I would turn around and I would say, wow, I pay a couple of $100 to go to an island and walk off with almost $10,000 cash.
Wait,
tax free.
Not to cut you off, James. Money match.
Yeah.
How much?
For 5Gs.
Wait.
Yipes, let me explain this to you. Not just a money match. Me versus you, and neither of us got to put $1 up.
I'm playing.
Exactly. I don't give a fuck.
Yipes, let me ask you a question. Money match. You versus Chris G. First to 5. Winner takes $5,000.
No
You're not with Broken Tier. You're not with Broken Tier anymore. You're not with Empire. But it's VXG. Would you pay to go?
To win for the flip? To go just to try to flip it? Yeah.
Okay, we're just asking questions here. Just asking questions.
Let's talk about who's the guy? Who is it?
No, we're not gonna say it. Anyway, a legit legend made a very straight point.
Wow. Oh.
He said, a legit legend in the stream chat. He just made a point. It's very simple. Really? Where else is anyone gonna go to make $3,200 first place for Mortal Kombat? It's really just that simple.
Well, that's my thing, because listen, this is my thing, right? Like, you know, when we went in and showed support for Mortal Kombat was looking dismal. Let's be real here.
Yes.
You know, people weren't knowing. It was the end of the MLG season. People weren't sure what MLG was gonna do. Most people were saying EVO was gonna have Mortal Kombat. People are saying Injustice is coming out, so the game's gonna die. But we, from the start, this is not a bandwagon thing. James, you can attest to this. From the first time I came on your show, I pledged support for Mortal Kombat from the start.
First game?
Because it was the first game I announced. This is guaranteed. It's going to be back next year, and we're going to do our best to make sure it has a nice prize. We're going to do our best not only with the prizes, but also we want to do something like, you know, with getting Kari Tagawa here. You know, having dinner and recreating his scene.
That's another thing that you really... Can you put a price on that? Yeah. But figure it out. Sit there and have a dinner, recreate the fucking scene of Mortal Kombat with Kari Tagawa. Obviously, we're eating, so we're gonna get fed. We're gonna get treated like royalty. Throw that in there with the 5K and the 3,200. So now you're up to 10 grand right there. Let's just say. So that's 10 grand that I would actually walk away with. And spend what, $500 for a flight, buck and change for room, a room a night. I'm ahead of the game, depending on how long I want to stay. With the 10 grand, how long can I live down there with 10 grand?
Oh man, 10 grand. People live here on like $500 a month.
Yeah, so I'll be having myself a girl on the Dutch side and the French side.
All right, so I guess I can. It's safe to say, based on what I'm seeing in the chat, our prizes is something that is at least, for the professional gamer. Let's assume you don't care about the beach. Let's assume you don't care about the anything, right? As a tournament standard, is that a good prize for your game? Mortal Kombat community, that is my question to you. And I guess from what I'm seeing here, James, in your opinion, it is a good prize?
Yes, it is. And without getting into the whole, politics to it, guys could say what they want. I love Mortal Kombat. I've been playing the game for fucking 20 years. That's a good prize. Is it MLG numbers? No, but MLG was out to make a statement based off of just play the game and go home. So, when they threw out the 12, the money went from, 12 grand to 10 grand to 6 grand, it dropped as each event went because they looked at our community and said, what is worth putting in? And it's not to say nothing bad about the Mortal Kombat community. It's a strictly financial issue. Turnout for a Street Fighter or a Marvel, 3,000 people. Turnout for, Mortal Kombat, 500 people. Who gets more money? So the money is the money for the money compared to the turnout is worth it. Hell's yeah.
Yeah. I personally think someone asked me yesterday, how many people we think we're gonna get for Mortal Kombat. It's always hard to say. We anticipate definitely at least 200 simply because that's the number we hover around, because people remember, this is a Caribbean tournament. You're going to have local gamers. You're going to have Caribbean gamers. That's why it's not only about the American gamers coming here. We don't need that many to come to have a successful tournament because of our local and regional and South American and Latin American and Caribbean gamers that are here anyway. You guys are an addition to us that we want to invite you here to play with us. So MK will have maybe 200 people or so. So that's relative to the number, that's a decent prize, I think. So I'm happy to hear that I wasn't. Yeah,
your number's not off. You're not off base.
All right, cool. And I guess Yipes, how do you feel about the Marvel prize? Is that something pretty appetizing? 14K, top 16 payout.
It's fine with me, man.
Now, being a guy that is probably a favorite to win at VXG in Marvel, and I say that simply because not only this crowd will be so behind you in a way never before, because you have a Caribbean fan base that is ridiculous, and you have an American fan base that's going to be in the building. So the crowd hype is going to be madness. You have a very good chance to win this. You're okay with the fact that your payout is like a little bit lower than it normally would be because we've done a top 16 payout? Like, honestly, real talk, how do you feel about that kind of thing? Or do you feel top gamers should still, get a little more for placing first?
I mean, obviously, anyone will want more money, yeah, but I take what I get, you feel me? And not only that, but I'm going to be in a scene, in a location where I'm not really going to give a fuck if I win or lose, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I guess this has been overkill. I'm gonna be in the beach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. And a lot of people, for just to cut the cheese now, I guess people really think I'm only going to VXG because I signed with EMP and VXG Elite. I actually won my qualifier in Detroit.
Yep.
So I actually qualified to go there.
You were the first qualifier winner.
See, now,
Justin.
Yeah, it actually fits to what you were saying earlier, Yipes, where you were saying you like to, paying out top 6. Yeah, of course you want a couple of bucks more if it's possible. But you know what? Paying out top 16 compared to the States, the tournaments in the States, you're doing exactly what you said. You're allowing other people to elevate and walk off with something.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind it.
The share the wealth mentality. Oh, I'm gonna walk off with 10 grand, but the 16th guy's gonna walk off with $150, whatever, $200, whatever it is. Hey, you know what? He's walking off with something.
It is. I'm fine with it. You know what I'm saying? if I'm fine with it, I think everyone else should be, to be honest. So, it is what it is. I'm good with it. I'm ready to take it.
You got to watch out for me though.
That's
I'll be
right.
coming
That's right.
out. I'll be bringing my shopping cart.
I'm one of the two motherfuckers you trying to take.
Yep.
Got to get
So
that
it's,
Morgan. That Morgan with. I gotta learn that Morgan shit.
Let me ask Yipes another question, because this is a challenge for a lot of gamers, but and you of all people probably know how to balance this the best. But it might even be a challenge for you. In the Caribbean, you're here in St. Martin, we got parties every night. How do you balance your partying with your gaming?
I mean,
And in partying, I include drinking, going out till late, staying up, all of that stuff. How do you balance it?
I mean, to be quite honest, that's what I always do in every tournament, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That you'd be the perfect person to how do you put yourself in the mode to still get up the next morning, go out there, get to the pools, play the games?
Yeah, pretty much. It all depends on what time my pool is. Then that's when I'll decide and judge what I do for the rest of the night before. So, let's see, winter brawl. See, what I like about the guys, the tournament organizers, I always tell them, please put me in a late pool. You know what I mean? Knowing the shit I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run around playing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like Justin, sometimes he'll be like, yo, let me get an early pool just to get over with. You know what I mean? But so far so good. They always put me in a late pool, so then I just be like, you know what, I'm gonna just go have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now if it's a really early pool, then I'll be a little more responsible. I mean, I'll still be out there late and just party up and stuff like that. But I always find a reasonable hour to go to sleep. Like my reasonable hour is funny enough is like 4:30 a.m. in the morning. That's a reason to me. That's a reasonable hour. I just need a couple hours of sleep.
That's outside of gaming. That's just your regular sleeping time. You're saying.
No, just in tournaments. In tournaments.
Oh, okay. So in tournaments, you can go to sleep at 4:30. Take what, 4 or 5 hours sleep, and you're good.
Yeah, I'm straight.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's nothing because you understand. I'm a tournament player, but I'm a gamer. You know what I mean? If you're a gamer, you can play long hours. You know what I mean? And go to sleep late. You know what I mean? Because I usually. Like I went abroad, I got drunk, you know what I'm saying, and then I got some games in. You feel me? So it's cool. It's just regular old shit.
All right. Sounds good.
I know. Let me add in here Pherleece because I know we wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Yes, I was gonna get to those in a sec, but if he's coming
I'm gonna bring him in. We can continue, and once you hit on other things. And Pherleece, you there?
Shit. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to get my mic, so I'm using my webcam mic.
What? Your love camera?
Webcam.
Oh.
It sounds alright?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Alright, I guess since I have the floor, I'm gonna ask my questions.
Sure.
I want to know, are we able to rent a jet ski over there?
Yes, at the hotel they have a complete water sports desk, so you can do jet ski, banana boat, parasailing, boat tours, rhinos, scuba diving, snorkeling, all that stuff.
I want to do something. I want to do something fucked up on the island. What's like the most craziest shit you could do? I want to go, I want to be like one of those Acapulco fucking cliff diving motherfuckers or something.
Well, the two craziest thing, they just set up bungee jumping here now. It just launched last Sunday, so there's a bungee jumping area, and which to me is kind of overrated. It's not that bad. For me, actually, the most extreme thing to do here is zip lining. There's an
Somebody just asked, an actual rhinoceros?
No, it's a rhino boat.
There's a bunch of rhinoceroses running around the island.
Oh boy. Zip lining is pretty awesome. You kind of go into this mountainous jungle area, and there's these cables interconnected with each other. Sometimes you actually swing across. Sometimes you gotta crawl across, and it's pretty extreme, and it's kind of scary because it's
what kind of animals in this jungle?
Animals, no, we don't have much wildlife here, just the basic stuff: cows, sheep, goats, donkeys. We don't have lions and that kind of stuff. It's an island.
Kind of hard, kind of hard to get across the water.
Yeah, we just have the regular stuff that the Europeans brought in 1492 when they first discovered.
But they also have unicorns and dragons, so at least you guys get some of the mythical creatures.
Cool.
Yes. You can have your summons right here, Final Fantasy style. Just make sure, don't forget to bring your materia. But no, like in terms of that, like, and definitely like what you can do is what's really cool is renting quads. So it's a little more fun than motorcycles because I own a motorcycle, so that's I guess a little less interesting to me. But I like riding quads. They're more fun. You know, they're more agile. You can spin them around. You can do some fun stunts with them. They're more, you know, they can go on grass, on sand, on the beach, on the roads. So renting a quad is really like, if there's one thing I would do, I would say jet skiing #1, quads #2, snorkeling #3. Definitely snorkeling you should do. If you can swim, well, you know, if anybody there is comfortable swimming.
I was just gonna say, what about the shark situation?
There's a place called the Shark Hole. Yeah. That's something everyone should it sounds crazy and it is. It's called a shark hole because it used to be a nesting place that they used to use for sharks many years ago. But then they closed that down, but it continued to retain the name Shark Hole, and people would jump in because it's a kind of a cove that's into the water, where it goes into the reef. So you jump in pretty like a nice 40-foot drop, and you go in the water. It's pretty crazy drop, and then you climb back up through the reef, the shark hole. Pretty awesome. Me and Triforce gonna do it soon, right, Triforce?
No.
You gotta do that shit before you leave, man.
Hey yo, James.
Yeah.
Did you where was it that you was gonna do the On Blast show on stage? Was it a final round or was it a VXG?
I was gonna do it at final round, but now I'm coming down to VXG, so I'm gonna be set up there.
Yep.
So I am gonna
We're
do a show from down there.
Okay.
So
Yo,
We're
can I
actually
take
gonna have-
Natus's place?
what's that?
Can I take Natus's place?
You know what? Sure.
Unless he goes.
Sure. You could take
Hey,
you could take
yeah.
his place.
Need a
You know,
co-host?
it could be a Injustice OBS broadcast.
Speaking of which, I'm actually gonna play that game too.
Yo, game's hot.
I'm gonna play some Cyborg.
Fuck Cyborg. It's all about Aquaman.
Why does everyone like Aquaman all of a sudden?
I don't know. I like him. I like him because everybody says he looks like me. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll be Aquaman then.
Oh.
He's like the new
Yo.
thing.
You know, okay, a lot of people, you know how people diss Aquaman? Does people know that Aquaman actually beat Superman in a fight?
Yo, people don't know.
A lot of people don't know that.
Everybody thinks he's just the guy fucking sucking semen down in the ocean. You know, yo, that boy be fucking people up. Yo, when he had, especially the one when he had the trident for a hand. You know, that's when he was off the hook. Then now, but still, he's got the trident in his hands, so he's pretty badass in this game. I can guarantee you. You know, I could see just by the way he played in the one video. By the way, did they do the next round of that, Pherleece?
Well, the videos come out Friday.
Friday, right? Yeah. So
Am I the only one that has a problem with Superman not being OP in that game? Like, he has to be like Seth. You know what I mean? Like, he should have like extreme super strength and some kind of a gay weakness to like still make him high tier but hard to use. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way I think they should make Superman.
Yeah, I think
He just should have like ridiculous execution, really hard to execute. Not low. Okay, let me rephrase. Not low health, but very difficult to use. Extremely high learning curve kind of guy. Very easy to drop moves and combos, but still being the most powerful in the game. If that is not the case, I would be disappointed. I'm sorry, I just would be. Because he's broken in comic life, so he should be broken in the game too. Fuck it.
He should have, all of his moves should all be one frame links, or you can't combo. He's based on, you can normally hit with Superman. He takes a lot of that. He dishes out a lot of damage. He has high health. He definitely should have high health, but all of his moves are execution in an execution level. It is hard to combo with Superman. The most he can naturally do is do a 3-hit combo that takes off 25% damage. But if you want something that's going to take off like 40 or 50% damage, you got to do like a 9-hit combo, and it's all a 1-frame link.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, I don't know. I just Superman. I guess because the comic world had to do something with him, and when Doomsday beat him, and there was that whole fucking drama, then 35 Supermans pop up, and eventually he comes back, and they kind of they nerfed him unintentionally now. So I don't see him like I did, when Christopher Reeves was flying around fucking Zod up in Superman 2, I was like, this motherfucker kicks ass. Now I'm like, he's just not, he's not top tier anymore. They kind of distorted the comic world by making him die. And then tried to lie their way out, saying what they say, he goes into a coma.
Yeah, he went coma. And stupid ass people in your stream saying Superman can't beat Goku. Superman will own Goku. And it's so sad they made Goku fight the mid-tier Superman. So watch your mouth, shut up. And don't give me this new Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan God mode. Because if you use God Superman, he will body Goku anyway, same way. So shut up. I hate you friggin' Dragon Ball Z fanboys. Oh, you guys are so annoying. Everything is Goku. Goku should be your new god. Forget Jesus. Make Goku. Goku died on the cross for you freaking idiots.
What were you saying? what were you saying about Vegeta going level 3 or whatever that was?
All right. So there's this new movie called Battle of the Gods, and everyone is speculating some nonsense on it. But this is what I've gotten so far. Some Pokemon character, yes, it's a Pokemon character. His name is fucking Bill. Bill? What? Bill. Bill. Who's the god of destruction, comes down to Earth. Goku thinks he's hot shit. Oh, a powerful guy. I want to fight him. Goku goes out there, fights him, gets body. Turns Super Saiyan level 2, gets body. Turns Super Saiyan level 3, he gets ultra body. Like, I don't understand. That didn't make any sense. Like, him going to his Super Saiyan level 3 level, he got fucked up even worse than the other two. Bill leaves him for dead, goes to Earth. When he gets to Earth, Bill is looking for, he's like, okay, I'm the god of destruction, and I deem your Earth world to be destroyed. So Piccolo, Yamcha, Krillin, Tien, Vegeta, Trunks, Goten, Gohan, or whatever, all rush him down. This shit was laughable. Bill is scratching his nuts while he's beating the shit out of these guys. Then Goten and Trunks fuse Super Saiyan level 3. Goten, they start fighting Bill. Bill is laughing. From what was told to me, what triggered Vegeta was that Bill told Vegeta that Vegeta was saying, Vegeta goes into his rant, I'm the proud prince of the Saiyans, blah, 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 whatever the crap may be. And Bill says, you're the proud prince of the Saiyans, but you're going to watch your family and your so-called new home die. And something happens to Bulma. When that shit happens to Bulma, Vegeta cracks and goes level 3. So now you have level 3 Goten and level 3 Vegeta fighting Bill. Bill is still scratching his nuts, fucking these guys up. It forces Vegeta and Goten to try to fuse, but it doesn't work because Goten is already a fused person. So you can't fuse like a fused person with another person. It doesn't work that way. So, you idiots, it's not a spoiler. I said this is what was told to me. This could all be rumored for all I know. It's not. This is not confirmed. I'm just telling you what was told to me. And then Goku comes back. So then Goku and Vegeta is fighting Bill at Super Saiyan level 3 each. Bill's still scratching his nuts. And then they fuse. Then they fuse it to Gogeta. Gogeta's fighting him, and it's a problem. Because apparently Gogeta is actually stronger than Super Saiyan level 3 Goku. But then it's still not enough to beat Bill. And then because they're both Super Saiyan level 3, Gogeta turns into Super Saiyan level 3 Gogeta and then bodies Bill. That is how it was told to me. Everyone thinks Gogeta level 3 is Super Saiyan God Goku. It's not. It's Vegeta and Goku fused.
There's a Dragon Ball wiki that's saying there's something called Super Saiyan God mode. But I swear to
Oh, that's
God,
bullshit.
I swear to God, if Akira Toriyama makes Goku a Super Saiyan God, I will go to Japan. I will find the office that has all the Dragon Ball Z tapes and burn it to the ground because it's just fucking stupid at that point. Like if Goku can turn into Super Saiyan God, then why is there a Dragon Ball Z series?
I don't know. Because they want to make money.
So stupid.
Because Goku's the best.
The fact is, people eat this stupid shit up. It's just like Bleach, where everyone's like, "Oh, Ichigo this, Ichigo that." Ichigo's whack. He is fucking whack. What is wrong with Americans and liking whack characters? Oh my God, they love whack characters.
It's how they're portrayed to you. They are put at the forefront, so you are kind of forced to like them because the narrative makes you pity them at some point, then you like them, then you love them, then you care for them, then you're and you hate the people that hate them. There's certain personalities that like to root for the bad guy. Triforce, not calling any names. I
don't root for bad guys. I root for the well-developed characters.
The misunderstood.
Naruto, Vegeta, Byakuya, Kenpachi, characters like that all have well-developed stories and interests in them. I'm sorry, but I Superman's godlike, Goku's godlike, Ichigo's godlike, but they're boring characters. They're very transparent. Oh, here's their story. They fight the evil overlord bad guy, and when all hope is down, when everyone chips us out, you can count on them to muster up the will and the courage to find this random power from nowhere and beat the bad guy. It's the same corny ass ending. This shit is whack. They don't even write it differently anymore. It's the same shit.
But the same could be said about Vegeta, about Sasuke, about Kenpachi. Oh, they're always the second wheel that sits there crying about why are they not more powerful, and then they get beat down, and then the main characters come back and save them.
Ichigo's the best.
First of all, Kenpachi got earthed by Ichigo. Well, he lost to Ichigo.
And they got earthed.
Huh?
He got earthed.
Yeah.
They get earthed, yipes.
He got beat pretty solid.
No, listen.
When a dude kills somebody and comes back and whoops your ass, that's getting earthed.
Yes.
Okay, then
I
answer
agree.
this question. Did Ichigo get up when he so-called earthed Kenpachi? Wrong, assholes. He got bodied too. That shit was a fucking draw. I don't care what anyone says.
No.
Even Kenpachi said he lost.
No, really, actually, after the recent anger, Unohana explained to Kenpachi that he needs to stop sandbagging on these niggas. Kenpachi has never fought at full power. He has always sandbagged against everyone, which means he was sandbagging even against Jubak.
Look, man.
But it doesn't matter though. If he sandbags, it's his fault. Then that just means he's stupid, which makes him even worse.
Look, man. Air Force, listen. The proof's in the pudding. I saw the footage. He lost.
Yep.
Deal with it.
It wasn't. They both fell down. No one got up. That's a draw. That's not a loss. How? If he lost, Ichigo lost too. And if both of them lose, it's called a draw. Neither one of them got after the fight. Am I right or wrong?
Ichigo don't lose because he's the best.
Double KO.
Ichigo doesn't lose because he's the best.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. Ichigo I don't like. Ichigo is the main reason I actually stopped watching Bleach, to be honest with you. I only start back to watch the hype fights, with Yamaji and then Kenpachi. When someone tells me something like that is going on, I would watch it. But I have to admit, Ichigo is a very prototypical good guy, young kid that has some miraculous powers, and for some stupid reason or other will always win the fight. That typical shit. That's why that's why some people don't like Naruto. That's why I prefer Naruto over the other series, because you never fucking know who is going to win or who is going to lose.
But the difference with Naruto is Naruto, if you look at what Naruto goes through, Naruto earns his shit. It's not cookie cutter and just given to him. Naruto went through a lot of shit and lost a lot of people. Yo, friends.
So did Goku, yo.
Who the fuck did Goku lose? Oh, that's right. He has a Dragon Ball to call motherfuckers back. Oh, you know so stupid? Look how stupid Toriyama wrote a dumbass story. Okay, I'm Goku. Me and my son Gohan, outside of Vegeta, are the last of our race. I literally watch Frieza put a bullet hole in my Prince Saiyan, who was the only nigga at the time that gave me the best fight I ever had, a fight so godlike, he told Krillin to let Vegeta live because he wanted to run back. Watch his brother die. Now, Vegeta then tells him, Goku, you have to beat Frieza. You are the last of our race. And Goku doesn't turn Super Saiyan, but then Goku turns Super Saiyan because this bald head fucking human gets get the fuck out of here. This is what I'm talking about. Stupid fucking writers should be fucking die. Like, why would you write that? Like, these writers suck. Americans eat this
It's
stupid
so
shit.
mad. Oh my god.
Oh
I'm
my
like in the
God.
far room to the end of the hall in my villa, and he's in the living room, and I'm hearing him in my headset and through the hallway. That's crazy.
I hate that shit. This shit is annoying.
Oh
Like,
shit.
really? That's when he turns Super Saiyan? Then look at this stupid shit. Okay, Cooler comes out to planet Earth. He's bodying Goku. Goku can't do nothing. A bird flies in Goku's hand and dies. And Goku goes, no, this little bird can't die. And Super Saiyan power activate and gives life to the little fucking canary bird. And the nigga gets up and bodies Cooler. You see, yo, this shit is
Goku is the best.
These writers are ass.
Goku's the best. The writers know exactly what they're doing. They're keeping interest in the shows.
Feeding into idiots that will take anything. Yup. Ippo, Ippo is another godlike anime. That anime is godlike. Why? Because Ippo takes his lumps. He be taking his real lumps, and you really root for him when he actually gets into an actual fight. Some fights he win, some fights he lose. But like when you watch Dragon Ball, before you downloaded, got to the movie, bought it on DVD, whatever it is, you already know the outcome. If you already know the outcome, then the fucking story is ass.
People know the outcome because they know Goku's the best.
Then why would you?
You're just gonna have to accept it, Triforce. I mean,
We're just gonna have to see who is he gonna allow to come within his realm and fight him.
That's why I'm glad Superman bodied this fucking asshole screw attack. Fuck that nigga. I'm glad he got fucked up.
They're bringing out a revision, by the way. You didn't hear about that?
Yeah. Oh, to satisfy the Goku fans. Fuck those assholes.
No, they realize the error of their ways.
the error of their ways. They have to correct it. They have to correct the injustice.
If they really wanted to, they need to use End of the Universe Murtaugh Superman, where he comes out of the fucking sun golden, and this nigga's on fire. You fucking scrape Goku. In fact, you just look at him and like, get the fuck out of my fucking league, nigga. This shit is a 10-0 matchup. Get the fuck out of here. Go back to your comic books. Niggas ain't fucking with no End of the Universe Superman. Fuck out of here. And they're so lucky they don't even bring in Marvel characters, because if they brought in Marvel characters, oh my god, this shit would be fucking free. Fucking Flash will beat Superman.
Aquaman would body Goku.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Now you're trolling me. Shut up.
No. James,
You gonna pick me?
James
You
has
try
a point.
Hush. No, he does not.
He would
has a point. And I'm
Aquaman's dead.
Fuck that. Yo, I just throw 100 mother. I just.
And before he says ha, a great killer whale just ate fucking Goku and crushed him in half. And Aquaman was like, why was he sitting there yelling those words, Kamehameha? Fucking idiot. Now stingrays killing his ass and fucking sharks and piranhas.
Yo, that motherfucker. Goku end up like the crocodile hunter.
Exactly. Here's a weakness. Here's a
That's not
weakness
even
about
that funny.
Goku. Here's a weakness about Goku. Goku cannot fight in lava. He cannot fight in water, and he cannot fight in cold. He has weaknesses in those areas. So he wouldn't. If he fought Aquaman, if Aquaman came out of the ocean, Goku's gonna kill him. But if Goku goes into the ocean, he's done. Because you know what Aquaman's gonna do? When Goku's sitting there holding his breath, Aquaman's just gonna, he controls the water. He's just gonna use the water and he's gonna make a fist out of water and crush Goku's
gonna
neck.
piss in the ocean. He gonna win.
Because, you know, Goku's just gonna stand there with his fucking instant... I'm just done. Anyway, I had this debate too much to Triforce. I'm not gonna go into this again. But bringing this back to gaming, however, I do have to say that Dragon Ball Z, something I told Triforce today, when I was in Japan in October, you know, going into the, you know, Taito Station arcade, you know, because I remember I was tweeting with Kevin at the time, Dominion, telling me about, you know, I was trying to find out the arcades that he would go to. And him and PR Rog were telling me about, you know, the Taito Station right outside of, I think it's Shimbashi Station. I went there, right? And I'll tell you what, it's like 4 floors of arcades, and there's like 1 floor of this game. And it's a Dragon Ball game. It's not like Budokai. It's a lot different. You control with like 2 joysticks and a control pad. And I mean like the buttons. So it's a really weird game. It's like a 4-dimensional game. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's a freaking awesome game. And that's actually in the arcades. That is the most popular fighter that I saw. There was like 20 of those setups in the arcade, and there were only like 10 Street Fighter setups and like 10 Tekken setups. So the Dragon Ball game in Japan is really actually big. And you know, I saw posters of like competitions for like, I don't know, like 50,000 yen, like, you know, $5,000 and shit like that. I was like, oh damn, they like going ham in these tournaments and stuff. So it's funny that, you know, like we talk about Japan and they're so how good they are and stuff, but actually don't really play the games we play. Like they got that Gundam game, yeah, that's the one they're talking about. It's like Gundam EVS Full Boost. That one is also really popular in arcade. The robot games, they love that shit, man. So picking up Budokai, no, I wouldn't pick up Budokai. Budokai is too broken. Another game that's really good, and I think everyone at FGC should give it a try, at least as like a demo or something, is the new Naruto game. I tried it for the first time at our casual gaming this past Sunday, and it's actually legit. It's a good fighting game. It's broken as fuck. Like Naruto is ridiculous. And Sasuno Sasuke, that's Susanoo thing or whatever you call it, that's completely oh my god, disgustingly broken. But it's a very fun game to play, gotta say. That's my little anime review for the week.
So now let me ask you this, Triforce. What for the elite? What do you guys? Do you have anybody repping animes?
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about animes now. A long time ago, we used to have guys. Actually, some of them are still around. Guys like Kaiba, and a few other guys. Wow, I forgot. Jaron actually used to play Budokai. We had guys that played anime games. We had guys that played what's the name of this thing? Naruto,
Guilty
Ninja
Gear?
Storm. Huh?
You don't have Guilty Gear, guys?
Yeah, Flash Metro,
Triforce.
KB, Kenji. Yeah.
When he means anime, he means Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DBZ don't count?
No.
Nah.
It was never competitive.
It's not. You're not seeing it.
Well,
I'm saying in
North
tournament
America-
wise. Is there going to
Yeah.
be a member that comes out that's good? You're going to have an elite guy that's the end all for your animes.
Well, we're working on. There's the game. The number one game we're working on for anime right now is Persona. Some guy called SKD or SDK. I'm sorry if I'm saying the person's name wrong. He did this video. It was actually SKD, right? He did this video to Let's Go to the Beach parody with Blas Blue, and I was so impressed with the person's what's the word for this? Determination and passion that I actually was like, all right, you're in the empire. I don't even know who the guy is. And then next thing I know, this guy called DC. He's one of the main ambassadors for the anime competitive community. He told me that I just landed one of the best competitive gamers in the anime community. I was like, oh crap. So I was like, oh really? So I'm supposed to be talking to SKD, which SKD is hitting me up at the same time right now on Skype while I'm on the On Blast show.
Tell him to come on.
He actually asked if he could come on.
Not a problem. Tell him to add me and come on in.
All right.
His name
All right,
is
so make sure, I see a lot of anime people in here. Make sure you tweet to your community that you guys are making your On Blast show debut. They're about to pop that On Blast show cherry.
Well, I'm calling him right now.
Yo, can I ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
For Rolando. Yeah,
man.
I know they have a motorcycle rental place out there.
Yep.
Somewhere. Is my American license good enough for that?
Yes. What type of? You have a motorcycle license, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yep. You're good to go with that. Any international, well, let's say any driver's license you come from abroad, it's valid as long as you were staying here for less than 3 months. So you're good to go as soon as you come in. It depends what type. I mean, what kind of bikes you looking for? Like Harleys. There's Harleys rentals. There's sports bike rentals. I mentioned the quad rentals.
Whatever my girlfriend feels comfortable going on.
Yeah, like I said, quads are the most fun. And Harleys are pretty stylish and also fun to ride around. Sports bike is probably something that I would say if it's something you want to experience for yourself.
I mean, I
would do that.
I would
recommend a quad or a Harley.
I mean, I want my girl, like, I have a sports bike and my girl won't go on it for her life. But she said if I rent, like, a nice bike, she'll go on and we could, like, drive around the island.
You know what's messed up? She went on my bike.
Oh, that's so bad, James.
Hey, no, I got a motorcycle. Anyway, SKD, you there?
Yeah, is this working all right?
It's working perfect.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, that video. I was actually kind of surprised. Like, you know, did you interpret it as me wanting to join EMP or?
Here's the tweets and the comments in the thing was suggesting that you wanted to join EMP. People were trolling, so I didn't know whether it was true or not, it was being taken seriously or not. So I just replied. I said, well, okay, I guess you're in. Yeah, that's the picture, and so forth. So I didn't know what the deal was, but then DC, which I tried to add him in a chat. He was just here. I don't know why DC's not in here. I spoke to DC in full detail. Why is he not? I'm dragging him in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know why DC's not picking up.
But I pretty much I spoke to him the other day, and pretty much what it was is that I wanted to find out more about in-depth in the anime community, the Guilty Gears, the Persona players, the BlazBlue players, and so forth. And my main objective is to try to help. I think the anime scene is one of the most underdeveloped elements in the fighting game community, and it has the most potential to make the fighting game scene grow. A lot of people
I actually agree with that.
So do I.
I agree as well.
They as you already know, it's a cultural thing. The anime community encompasses the true culture of fighting games in terms of fighting anime because of their cosplaying, and they are able to communicate with girls through anime cosplay and gaming, and it's a receptive communication as opposed to the hardcore competitive fighting game scene where they see a girl and they're like, you play this game? Yeah, you want to get a playing ground? And then they're playing like, hold that shit, bitch, the fuck out of you fucking suck. And the girls
I don't know, I feel like it's a little more in line with your definition of the other part of the fighting game community. I mean, there are some girls who play anime games, but like not that many people who play anime games actually go to like conventions and stuff where like cons happen. So I mean,
This is
Yeah.
my
So wait, listen, hold on, Triforce, hold on. Before we go totally nuts here, SKD, introduce yourself so, because you got a mixture of communities right now in the chat. So,
Yeah. My name's Josh and Hart. Initially, people tried to convince Triforce that I'm a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was fucked up.
Believed it.
We actually had that debate in my house. So we're like, yo, Triforce, like, who's this person that you just added to the team? Yeah. Okay, so confirmed, not a 14-year-old girl. Thank you.
Pretty much, yes.
Just to let you know.
Okay. We'd like a picture of your Adam's apple to confirm this, please.
I don't have much of an Adam's apple.
Uh-oh!
Yo,
That's
shut
not
up.
good. Just kidding.
Hold on. I think someone could post a picture of me in the chat in like a certain costume. There should be a picture of me in a costume somewhere. Maybe you can see it.
Okay. Alright.
See, this is
I need
the
that
thing
Adam's apple though, bro.
There's no Adam's apple.
You gotta poke it out, like pep it up a little bit. Give it a little snap and it'll come out. Like a little flick. You know what I mean? Like take your thumb, press it against your neck, and then like have your index finger just flick against it and it'll just like pop out.
And then he's gonna fucking choke himself and get fucking killed
Alright.
because he's listening
all right,
to
here,
Rolando.
here we go. Let me see what we got here.
Yo,
Get the fuck
chat
out of
is
here.
fast. The chat is flowing with pictures of the dude. But alright, so I'm sorry. We should let him go ahead with his introduction and give us a background.
Background, where
I'm-
you're from, the whole spiel.
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm relatively new to the scene. I started playing games with BlazBlue, Calamity Trigger, and I started getting competitive around the second iteration of it. So, well, in the past year, when I started playing Persona, it was kind of like my real entrance into like competitive gaming. After that, I've only gone to like 2 majors, but I started going to a lot of majors after that. I won Summer Jam. I got 4th at NEC. I lost to Japanese players. I won Apex and I won Winter Brawl. And yeah, I guess.
You won this year's Apex?
For Persona, yes.
Really? And Winter Brawl?
If you look at the results for Apex, I actually signed up with someone else's name. So, yeah.
Okay, that's weird. And Winter Brawl, so the Winter Brawl when we were there, I'm curious, did you see me at Winter Brawl? Did you recognize, like, the whole VXG thing? Did that jump out at you? I mean, we were a Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat qualifier, so I'm wondering, you're sitting in that anime room, you're seeing this brown skin and, tree climbing, coconut chopping, whatever the joke, the stereotype is. You see this dude walking around. Does that tell you, like, what was your perception of VXG at that time? And I just ask, this is on blast show. You could put VXG on blast if you like, because I know you guys are not that happy with the fact that we haven't done Persona qualifiers. So
Yeah.
I'm willing to take that. That's all right. You tell me.
It's not anything really new to me. Like, events not really supporting anime as well as we would like, or in comparison to other games. It's understandable, but at the same time, it still kind of sucks. So, like, I didn't really have a bad impression of it. You know Lord Knight, right?
Lord Knight? No. Do I?
No,
Okay.
see, you know what's good about this right now? Right
He was
now,
on OBS earlier, actually.
you're gonna be an educator
I came
right
in.
now.
Exactly. You have a
And that's
very,
the whole-
very important role. The future of the anime community is now in your hands because you have the man behind VXG here. You got the man with the mobster, James Fink. You got Yipes here, the man from Marvel, one of the biggest fighting game communities, and you got the man who's of the most winning team. So right now, no pressure whatsoever. You got to tell us, give us your pitch for the anime community. Why do you belong more in the light? Let's put it that way.
Well, okay. Our games, like, our support is actually really strong. In comparison to a lot of games, like, how much did King of Fighters get for, was it MLG? Like, they got a lot of money or something? Like, they got,
Oh
like,
god,
50K for
22.
that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, Persona's been consistently getting pretty strong amounts of entrants. Like for Summer Jam, it was 120 something. NEC was 150 plus. Winter Brawl was also around 120 something. Like support for this game is really strong. Like it's really great compared to like other games we've had before. The community's really grown too, especially like with the introduction of Persona. There was a lot of initial support for it, but it kind of fell off. So
Why was that though? Is the game flawed? Was it not?
The game isn't flawed in the respect that like a lot of people think it is. Like everyone's like, oh, this game is too simple or it's too random. Like if that was true, it would be really hard to win like super consistently. But when it comes down to it, like if you outplay someone, you're definitely gonna win. And I mean, I've been consistently winning like every tournament I've entered, except for NEC. But yeah, the game really doesn't have any problems. It's really fun too. So I mean, like, man, I don't know. Like, there's a lot that I feel like the anime community deserves. Like, people put in work just like all the other communities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Marvel's a little crazy as a game. I can respect that, like, the amount of work that goes into it. But, oh man, like, sometimes I play it and I'm like, oh, I'll just go back to anime games. But...
Okay, now, I know some people use the term air dash game.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
That mainly refers to Arc System Works games. Like, so there's Guilty Gear, obviously. And then you have Blaze Blue, kind of like the spiritual successor, and Persona, which is super similar to Blaze Blue. And the way these games flow, like, you know, high damage combos and like launchers and air combos and all that, Marvel 3 kind of went in the anime direction. Like, it plays very similar.
Say. That has like loads of air dashes all over the place. Like, I don't know if you know MODOK, I mean, he's air floating, not even air dashing anymore.
Yeah, anime is pretty like, I would classify Marvel as an anime game purely because of how it plays. Not.
Oh my god. Yipes. You hearing this? Yipes. You're playing anime games, dog.
Yipes is anime. Like, everyone's anime, and they had no idea.
Actually, I said that once Marvel 3 dropped vanilla, that it plays like an anime, because people don't know I actually used to play Guilty Gear. So I know the similarities of an anime game and a regular game, like, you know, Street Fighter and shit like that. So
I'm sorry, you can finish your statement first. Oh.
But yeah, so the first two people that actually noticed that it was an anime game, from my understanding, was me and Jago. Was like, yo, this game plays like an anime game.
Yeah, like the whole anime community, when we were first playing it, were like, this game's so anime. Like, dude, let's all play Marvel. But
the game was anime because its predecessor before it, because Marvel, the true Versus series, there's a difference between the Versus series and anime games. The Versus series had ended at Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Then Marvel turned into... What Capcom was trying to do was convert the game into the anime style of what they wanted the new Marvel to be, which is Tatsunoko vs. Capcom and Ultimate Tatsunoko vs. Capcom All-Stars. And that game failed because it used the anime characters with Capcom. You know, your fucking G4 guys and all this other shit that was going on. And all they did was take that engine and say, hey, rather than using anime characters, let's use Marvel. And that's why the game is successful. So
I'll be honest, the reason why Ultimate, the freaking, what's the name of that game again? I'm so Tatsunoko vs. Capcom.
Tatsunoko.
Yeah, TVC.
Yeah. It wasn't on a PS3, Xbox 360 kind of thing. I mean,
you think if it was on those two systems, it would have done well?
It would have done way better.
Yeah, it would have done a lot better.
But like, nobody considered the Wii. Like, all right, when I'm a fighting gamer, right? The first two systems I think about is PS3, Xbox. Mainly Xbox.
Never Wii.
I don't think about Wii. You know what I mean? That's why I'd be so surprised when motherfuckers be like, yo, I played COD on Wii. I'd be like, what? They got that shit on there? You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with fighters. So, yeah, that's one of the main reasons. Nobody really gives respect to the Wii to be a competitive, like, fighting game system. You know what I mean? Which is, I mean...
It's true. I mean, look at the sales. Look at Tekken. Tekken came out, on all 3 systems. It came out later for the Wii, and oh man, the Wii sales on the Tekken, it's bad.
And it's not
really
necessarily Nintendo's fault. It's just
bad. Nope.
Xbox
It's just that
and Sony just dominate in terms of the fighters.
It's just community perception, right? And that community perception is also like a big deal when it comes to anime games, and especially how a lot of people like perceive the games. Like, I don't know, some people have really strange ideas about anime games, like, oh, they're just like really shitty, easy, or broken, incredibly broken.
You know what? I actually would disagree with you on that, and I'm certainly not trying to pick on what's perceived, and I hate to say it, kind of the redheaded stepchild in the FGC. Because I mean, even if you look at the way tournaments get structured, big room, what's in it? Marvel, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Capcom. They got their own universe. And then the MK's the middle of the road. They got a little bit, like, look at, and it's nothing against Big E, but you look at the turnout for MK9, for example, which was obviously, you're saying Persona had what was the turnout for, it was capped at 128, right? At Winter Brawl. So, you had more of a turnout than the MK community, but yet the MK community gets more of and I think it's just because of this, you're the new guy on the block. And it's
I would say so, especially for anime games introduction into like the mainstream. Persona was a really big step. BlazBlue didn't do that great, but Persona is doing a lot better than BlazBlue ever did. Big E supports the game really well. I really thank him for that. Yeah. He put $1,000 pop bonus down for Persona and made it free entry to get interest. That's really great. Like, even though like we have really good numbers for like our other majors and stuff, like still to garner interest in the game, like I'm really thankful that Big E is like looking out for us.
All right, let me ask you a question now, and this is I think where the anime community lost a lot of points. Now this is me from the outside looking in, so I have a bit of a less biased approach because I'm not in your FGC, so to speak. I'm in a foreign country, but I noticed it was Evo 2011. You had BlazBlue.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 150 people showed up or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. That was not a good look on your scene. What happened that year?
2011. I didn't go to Evo 2011. I'm actually not sure.
Were you playing BlazBlue was it 2011 or 2010? I don't know if anyone can connect. The last time they had BlazBlue in there.
I think it's 2011. I wasn't.
It was 2011.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I'm kind of young, so around then I think I was 15 or 16. So
how old are you?
I'm 18 right now.
Oh, okay.
See, now that's another thing about the anime community as a whole. They're young.
Sort of. Not too many people around my age. I'm kind of like the young guy. But I guess you could say that.
I mean, it's like an 18 to like, I'd say 25 demographic is like what I see, like from watching it, what I've seen. Now, I call that young because I'm 40 some odd years old. But, when you go into the other ones, you see the 30-something year old guys, I'm surprised that it hasn't been embraced as much as I thought it would. And like I said, I went at Winter Brawl. I actually spent a decent amount of time in the anime room, and the dedication. I mean, I don't understand the mentality of, well, this game is free. This is anybody can win at it. It's the way it's structured, like you said. It's like any other game. You look at Marvel. If I hit you first, you're fucked. And it's really, it falls under that same style of play. It's just based off of animes.
What's crazy? Coming up in the scene, right? Especially in Big East tournaments, right? Before the streams and all that, Guilty Gear had a great scene and a good showing. what I'm saying? It was actually on par with like kind of on
Yeah.
par or a little bit lesser than Marvel and Third Strike. Because I remember guys like Marlon Pye, Alex Garvin, Flash Metroid, and stuff like they had like a strong showing, especially like in Florida, New York, pretty much. But for some reason, when it got to the mainstream, when I say mainstream, meaning the streams, they kind of like died out in terms of showing it to the general public. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then pretty much Marvel and Street Fighter, especially Street Fighter, just oversaturated the stream. That's why it was like a breath of fresh air when you saw shit like Mortal Kombat 9 come in the mix and other games. You feel me? But like I think by that time, for the anime scene, it was kind of like too late. Not too late, saying that y'all can't come up and just keep it hype and get it more hype. But like it was like you know what I mean? Like Street Fighter was too overpowering.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too well established.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
See, this is where I'm gonna have to disagree, because yes, this Triforce always has to go against the established order. See, you guys made that statement earlier about when you think of Nintendo, like the Wii or whatever the case may be, you don't really feel fighters. The reality, the truth, not the opinions or the accepted established order. The truth is that the people determine whether or not they want a game where it particularly is. It is not because it's on a particular system, it's more so what people want to play. And the reason why I say this is because when Soul Calibur came out, Soul Calibur was used, everyone was used for Soul Calibur being on the PS2 or on the Dreamcast, especially the Dreamcast because it started there. But when Soul Calibur 2 dropped, it was played on the GameCube. And the GameCube one was the one that was used the most. It sold the most on top of it. When we're talking about fighting games or a game that has a kick, punch, and a block, and we talk about the most people playing a particular fighting game consistently, we're talking about the most sales behind a game consistently, and we're talking about the largest community there is. You ain't fucking with Smash Brothers, nigga. I just want to put that out there because I'm a motherfucking Nintendo fan. I'm just saying, which when Smash 4 comes out, and body all you motherfuckers.
Now, I got DC. You there? I got him added in, and I'm not hearing him. So
Tell him check his mic.
check your mic. If you got your mic going, just chime in.
Am I in there?
You're in here. Yep.
Yeah, he's in.
Awesome. What's up?
What's up, man? So I'm assuming you're an anime player.
Yes, I'm an anime fighter player, like much like SKD. Not quite as good, but yeah, I play games. I play anime games also.
And your mic is. Yep, yeah, right. You better. So now, what do you guys think is that keeps you, quote unquote, in the back of the bus? You know, as far as the tournament scene, the acceptance, or are you guys content with your own bubble?
Honestly, I think like SKD was saying earlier, it's a perception. It's a perception thing. It's just a lot of people don't play the game, but they hear about it, and they, it's easy to say things like, "Oh man, Blaze Blue, I played that once. It was, it was broken." Like the first Blaze Blue, Calamity Trigger, the first one to come out, wasn't all that balanced, and I think that's what gave Blaze Blue as a series maybe like a bad reputation. And since then, I don't know. It's just been like, the first Blaze Blue was bad. The next one, blah 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 blah. It's not that great. Persona, same people who made Blaze Blue, blah blah blah. And I think that's like a big part of the reason why anime games haven't taken off as much as maybe like Capcom games, Street Fighter, Marvel, etc.
Now, I mean, and I've been saying this for weeks now. I sound like a broken fucking record. The fact that, the FGC, and I'm not going in on Ski Sonic, but the fact that he turned around to me and told me, well, the Capcom is its own community. No, you can have, inside a state, there's towns. but we're still all in the state, you know, and to be considered FGC, you know, I hate to say that there should be a sense of equal treatment. Do you guys get streamed?
Yes, we
For
do.
Yeah,
up
we
to-
definitely stream.
On your own, or do the TO, like Big E streams you, has you guys streamed by Spooky and all that?
We were
depends
planned
on-
to be streamed by Spooky, but that didn't pan out, so we were streamed by Stickbug.
Okay. You know, now, do you go, do all, like, I'm just asking because I'm not sure. Is your top 8, top 4 on the main stage or
No, it's done in our room
in your room?
by RTO. Yeah.
In the back of the bus. And it's nothing against, you know, any TO at all. But like I said, you know, it's got to be brought out. Like, as a Mortal Kombat player or Yipes is a Marvel player, if you don't bring it out to us, we're not going to go into your room. You know what I'm saying? So in
Yeah.
order to get more exposure, you know, I watched a couple of matches of Blaze Blue and, you know, and Persona, and I was like, wow, you know what? This actually looks cool. But had I not gone into the room, I would have had no idea. You know, so that's one of the things that, you know, I would hope a lot of TOs start, you know, and try to put more focus on, which is getting all the games. Now, you can't have every anime game on, you know, but if Persona 4 is the, you know, end all at that time, and, you know, that's the one that they should say, hey, you know what? Let's get this one out on stream.
Well, James, can I interrupt? Rolando, are you still awake? Rolando? I knew he kind of fell asleep. Well, with that being, because James, you bring up a great point about tournament organizers setting up something that focuses more on that can help the other games. This suggestion, it's just a suggestion, is for the betterment of the entire fighting game community. And when Rolando wakes up, or when you guys start talking, I'll go and try and wake him up. I'll pitch this to him, but I want to just put it out there publicly, because when you look at VXG this year, there's a lot of fighting games, a lot, and I know every community is would love to have some type of stage presence on the stream, so that their game can be featured and it helps their community. It helps their community to grow and has presence and stuff like that. But I think rather than having a top 8, every game should have a final 4. And if you have a final 4, you free up space.
You
for
free up
other,
space to make sure more stuff gets exposure. I agree with you on that.
Just put on the thing. And then final 4 is great because it's a godlike title, the final 4, and it can be used. And it's a change in the standard, and because you can then get Mortal Kombat, you can get Persona, you can get there's a lot of games they have there. I think it's like 9 fighting games at VXG, and they all have significant amount of money, 3,000 minimum on those 9 fighting games. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna propose that to Rolando so that Persona can get some stage presence there, and then you can just make the final 4 on Sunday. All the fighting games, all the games, period. Final 4 all hits the stage.
Now let me ask this about the anime community, because once again, I'm gonna go on a stereotype and say the anime community at times, from just perception, seems very diva. Now in the MK community, we put a capital D on diva, because everybody wants to be streamed. In your community, everybody in our community, I gotta be streamed. You know, top 64, top 64. It's gotta be streamed. You know, makes me say, why? You know, now is your community like, you know, kind of grabby to the, well, I gotta be on camera, or is it content with, like he's saying, like say with top 4, obviously?
I would have to say that we would be more than fine with top 4. In this community, like, we're okay with just having locals and shit and just playing. Like, that's good enough for us. Like just having numbers, having people to play. Like I haven't really seen
Yeah,
any kind of activity like that at all.
James, where are you getting that from? Because it, like, from what I can tell, I travel a lot to a lot of different areas and regions for anime games, and like from what I can tell, the anime community is pretty reserved.
Well, when I say diva, I'm gonna say, I'm riding a Triforce line here. Flamboyant is the word I was looking to say. So, when I see a lot of the people, or also, I hate to use the word emo, I see the community as not a total stereotype on it, but I see a predominant part of the community, either emo or kind of diva-like. So I don't know. That's why I'm asking, does the community, is that the perception that I should be seeing, or am I seeing something that I'm just imagining in my head?
I honestly think you're totally. I mean, I don't really know where you got this from. It doesn't seem like that from what I can tell. I've been to a lot of anime tournaments out of state, especially in the tri-state area. Like for the most part, we're pretty content with like just being streamed in our little room by RTO Stickbug.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the most part, like we don't cry about not being on the big stage. It's not really that big of a deal for us.
Triforce, you're feeding back.
I am.
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
DC and you are feeding back over on one another. But it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to say that you are. It's a perception that I've had from a lot of guys that I've met and, been outside the tournament smoking with guys, and they're telling me, I'm playing, Persona 4 mostly or Guilty Gear. And I just kind of had gotten that vibe, that the players are, I wouldn't even say, I would say more emo, I hate to use, but, it seems like it's more of an emo community, at least from the people that I've met. I know they're not the Mortal Kombat guys, but like I said, if it's not an issue with the streaming, like I said, the MK community, they want top 64 or top 128, well, they're bitching, saying, well, why can't we have it all streamed? And then you give them 2 streams and they're still bitching. So I don't know if your community would be content with that, with a minimal amount of exposure, but that minimal amount of exposure is obviously going to be a vast more than you're already getting.
Yeah, I mean, a small improvement's still an improvement. Like, we're going to work our way there slowly. Like, that's all that really matters.
Well, that's the thing. With the small improvements, even though they say, when you say a small improvement, top 4 streamed, where Capcom people, MK people, Tekken, whatever group of players are now sitting there in front of it. It's kind of how MK grew.
Oh, so you mean like emo, like kind of self-defeatist, like?
Yeah.
I'm okay with just top 4. Of course, we're gonna want as much as we can, but like there are other games too. We're not the only like games.
Yeah, we're not selfish. We'll take what we can get. I mean,
like more is better, but of course, like
yeah. I mean,
respect for other games too.
Top 128 streamed. We'd all want that, but
Hey, I actually got a random question for the anime guys, right? This is not even a troll. Not that I really want to know, like, how did y'all feel about it when y'all heard Champ shit on the anime games or whatever?
Champ's playing an anime game, man.
Fuck
that guy.
Nah, I'm dead ass. Just really wanted to ask that because I remember he was like cracking jokes about it, and I thought it was jokes, but he was dead ass serious.
He seems kind of like a heel,
A dick.
That kind of. I mean, I'm not even sure if he actually like feels that way or actually like put time towards the game, because that's just that kind of like judgment that he'd pass. So I don't know. I just kind of dismissed it as like it's just F champ being F champ.
Okay.
You know what I like about F champ? This is the one thing I like about F champ. Despite his antics being very kind of dickish, or whatever people want to call it negative, it's honest. Any and everything Champ do is honest. He doesn't lie to you. He keeps it 100% real. It comes off fucked up sometimes, but it's honest, and you gotta respect that. Like I saw this troll thing where I guess Fnatic was trying to do his $8.95 get your promo code for your GE headsets. And Fnatic Filipino chap looked at him. I was like, oh, now get the fuck out of here, and he just got up. A lot of people they fear telling the truth, so they would just. Some people would just do the politically correct thing and just say, keep it to themselves in their mind, say nothing, smile, bear it, and grit it, and it's like, whatever, then walk away so they don't rub people the wrong way. Champ is like, fuck that. If I feel this way, I'm going to let you know, fuck you, and fuck the horse you kidding on. And you don't have to like it, but you do have to respect it.
Well, in that case, I'm practically anime F champ then. Like, I just told everyone on Twitter, like, I think everyone's scene is just really shitty right now. Like, people need to step up because I'm kind of dominating, like, every tournament I go to, with the exception of, like, Lord Knight. Like,
SKD is kind of an asshole.
Everyone's really, like, people need to step up. But that's just my
But SKD, you gotta realize, like, a lot of us don't have that kind of scene that you have. Like, me from Florida, we have 4 players here. Like, where in my region, we have 4 players. We can't get that kind of practice that you get. You know,
I guess
that's not like it's not like I'm using that as an excuse, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you guys have way more players.
Let me cut this down, because I heard this conversation in so many games. Now this is what it comes down to. I'm not trying to disrespect. You from Florida? You said?
Yeah.
All right, SKD, right? That's how you say your name. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So you say you play Persona, right?
Yes.
Now I'm not doubting that you don't have skill in the game, but what character do you play?
I play Narukami.
And that is the one with the guns, right? With the gun.
No,
He's
the guy with he's the main character.
Oh, so he's the Ryu of the game.
Yes.
Okay. So you're winning with that character. Wow, nice. All right.
You
Okay.
gotta respect that.
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
not.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you,
Average.
I look in the anime room, like, people don't notice. I actually walk in those rooms and watch some matches. People don't be noticing.
Yeah, I see you.
I'll be randomly just jumping in, and I'll be just seeing. Let me see what's going on, and I chill for a minute and see what's going on. Now always the character that I see on the screen is Mitsuru.
Mitsuru and Aegis and Chie.
That's-
Yes.
That's literally all I see. I run in there and I see them jousting with each other like 2 people. And I'll be like, all right.
I mean, they're good
cool.
characters. They're good characters. You're gonna see them a lot.
Yeah, no, because I actually was learning Persona, and I picked Mitsuru, but I picked it because I thought she looked cool. Then I found out she was ridiculous. So
She's
Good choice, good choice.
fairly ridiculous. This is a pretty good example of game balance. Not to like toot my own horn or anything, but Lord Knight is like one of the other like really, really strong anime players.
right,
He plays Mitsuru as well.
okay,
And yeah, like I can deal with it. Even though my character isn't like bad, it's still like, I'm not playing like the best character and I'm still winning. Like,
I mean, then if it
Games-
comes to something like that, that means you just know how to fight Lord Knight, not the Mitsuru.
it's also like the matchup is okay.
Okay, all right.
But like that character is not unbeatable. A lot of people feel like, man, Chie and Mitsuru are so stupid. Like the game's, it's legit. You can win.
Yeah,
if,
there's no
like, you
character.
really
There's
try.
no character that's unbeatable. There's no like Meta Knight.
There's no one OP guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
if you outplay someone, you're gonna win.
Now let me ask you this: rivalries, like one of the things, and I seen this in the chat, and this is what I think I was getting at with the whole emo thing, with the players. Do you guys got like? I mean, if you watch, a match in the Capcom room, people are telling each other to get fucked. I mean, they're going in on each other.
Yo.
They're bringing this hype.
Shout out to Corn.
Yeah,
man.
and shout outs to Coin, man. And I don't see that in the room. I see well behaved players, which
Oh, man.
that's what I was getting at.
You should watch
James,
some anime
we
commentary.
James, you should watch the Winter Brawl Persona top 8 if you want to see Persona players getting hype.
Yeah,
It can get pretty bad sometimes. I think for the most part, we're not too disrespectful, but like I said, we're like a tight knit group, the anime players. But we can get pretty hype. We can get behind people. We have like regions, like especially regions.
Breaker Dave.
They'll get behind. Yeah, like the East Coast will band together against West Coast, and then like if Japan comes, USA will band together against Japan. We can get like that sometimes.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you. My fault, Jarvis.
All right. Well, it's just a simple question because I always was interested in this. Who's better, the U.S. or Japan?
See, I was about to get into that. Damn, nigga read my mind.
As of now, like Japan definitely has an edge, but as of our top level of play, America is really not that far behind. We're really close. Like with more, like if we played more, and we honestly like put a lot into the game, like we could definitely like match Japan. Like Japan definitely has an edge though.
Now, I mean, as far as is it just an issue of heavy execution, or is it like you said? What is it that's separating Japan
There's
from
also
you guys?
the issue of arcade culture in Japan, right? There are two things. Japan gets every game, well, especially in the case of anime games, Japan gets the games earlier, right? They get them in arcades, and the prevalence of like arcade culture, like the whole, you got money down on every match, and it's one match, win or lose. That type of mentality, like that, and the time, and just the accessibility of the game and arcades across Japan is, yeah.
Well, I actually kind of believe that too, but also, them dudes play a little too much, dude. Like, and that's good, but I think that's just the only thing that kind of like separates. Like, I don't know how long.
It's experience.
I don't know
Like,
how much you play the game, but like, let me give you an example. Like when Marvel 2 was out, right? Like, for some reason, they actually played the game more than us, but we just whooped their ass anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in Japan, these dudes would do nothing but play that game like day in, day out. They probably didn't even brush their teeth for like 5 days playing that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So I don't know how much y'all dedicate time to the game, but I know for a fact Japan be playing that game. Now you say how they go in the arcade, right? Once that arcade closes, that's just pretty much a hub so everyone can meet up. Once that arcade closes, they going right back in the lab.
Net play.
And just keep playing, you know what I'm saying? So I just think
in Japan.
I just think it's more that, and yeah, you know what? The net play actually helps.
Yeah, the FiOS all over Japan.
They're ridiculous over there with the connection.
So it's just like a better environment, I guess. Like
there you go.
But when it came down to it,
I'm glad you said that about the better environment.
Yeah.
Because for some reason or another, people think that when you are born in Japan and you come out of the umbilical cord, God descends from heaven to the actual birth room, puts his hands over your head and says, "Thou art Japanese, thou art godlike." And we just have godlike power in games. Like, this shit is so annoying. If it was coming from Japan, then I could say, "Damn, these arrogant bastards," and blah, 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 and just brush it off. The sad part is,
it's coming from us.
It is coming from Americans. Americans create these messianic, delusional stories, and they just need to get slapped. Jesus Christ, they need to get slapped. It's just crazy. Thank you for just explaining what it is.
Yeah,
they just have a better scene,
environment,
better environment for them to become better. So
and
we can.
it's just more discipline, I guess, from what I see. Like, there's not too much hectic shit going on out there. Like, for example, I mean, back in the Marvel 2 days, I used to have guys like Brahim and Big E up to my neck talking shit while I'm playing they Philly dudes. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, I don't know if they have that in Japan. They probably just sitting in the back smoking their cigarettes and just watching. You know what I'm saying? Nothing real hype going on.
Yeah, I don't think there's a they're more. I think they're more based off of actions speak louder than words.
But
so,
yeah.
They say I'm just gonna do it and walk away from you. I ain't gonna tell you get fucked. I'm just gonna fuck you and then walk away.
But speaking of discipline, and people have to understand that there are two types, especially when you're comparing North America and Japan. There are two types of discipline-based and themes for each of the cultures in competitive gaming. Yes, Japan has a culture where they play harder because it's one game and it counts for everything. And that's one of the advantages that they have over American players. But I will say this, American players have a huge distinct advantage, which is atmosphere. Because in my opinion, I think more pressure is put on you playing a match 2 out of 3 in a complete hostile environment. People are cursing, chairs are being thrown, or whatever the case is, baby, to distract you than it is playing under in a first to one match against an individual. That's just me, because when you're playing one-on-one against a person, it's a discipline for yourself to say, okay, listen, I practice, I come to the conclusion.
Yo. Hang on. Rolando snoring?
Is he?
He was.
Yeah, I heard it.
I heard it.
He's clearly sleeping.
Shout out to Rolando.
My man is
What?
done.
Now, with Japan, the guys, they discipline themselves to play focused, but that focus is based on hold on for a second, guys. Let me go turn Rolando on.
Yo.
I'm here. I'm up. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm up. What the fuck?
Oh, oops. Okay. So
People are fuck.
yeah, like I was saying, when they're playing in Japan and their environment is controlled because they have honor, certain principles, disciplines, virtues, and honor state that when two people are competing or whatnot, you have to give that environment, that quiet environment to allow the people to compete. So there's no shit talking and screaming in each other's face or whatever the case may be, or someone standing up and taunting you or any of that nonsense in the game. They even do that down to the development of their game. For example, something Yipes used to do when he used to play Street Fighter, in vanilla, there was something called courtesy duff. Like, let's say a person has a chip energy left, right? So, and someone uses a short and they hit them and the character dies, and there's a fall animation for the character like they're about to pass out on the floor. In the version of Street Fighter, you could push an attack button and still knock them out while they were already lost a round. So like Yipes used to play Brison or what's this guy's name, Abel, and when he shot you and you die, he'd be like, courtesy duff, nigga, you get punched in the face and you throw the character across the screen. Japan didn't like that. Balrogs was duffing out dudes in their face, and then when they made Super, they took it out because for them in their culture, when a person's defeated, you don't kick them when they're down. So it's a cultural thing, and they didn't like that. That was like goes against. Here in America,
We're all Cobra Kai and shit.
Yeah, so
We're sweeping that fucking leg.
Word. Luke King sweep.
We're gonna
Luke
kick you
King
in the
sweep.
chest, and we're gonna punch you in your face, or we're gonna finish you. And for us, that would enrage us going into the next round, far more focused than we were in the first round. So these are the pros and the cons of the different cultures in the competitive gaming. And not to toot the horn of the empire, but I understood that culture, and that's why the Arc was created. It was created for a place for the guys to go. And before the Arc, you had Chinatown Fair. Dudes was in Chinatown Fair 24/7, especially on the weekends, grinding out. Dudes would get there like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and play until like 3 in the morning, where Sam comes out, last game, and people still trying to get that last crack out and whatnot. And that's what made members in the Empire so good, because they were put into a concentrated area where they can compete, learn new tactics and new things, and take it to the competitive scene. That is the same thing with Japan. But that does not mean
Japan is that good because they're of their culture, because anyone can do it. Anybody. This guy called Breno Fighters, he's a Brazilian player. From what I know, never been to Japan. Tokido went down there, got fucked up. And the guy's never been to Japan. Body Tokido. Told him hold that shit. And, you know, and the environment in Brazil for Tokido, well, Tokido should be used to it by now because he's been in American soil, so shit's been hectic over here.
Nah, he just got mixed. I seen the match. He got mixed up. He was Pringles, though. That man's Pringles.
Regardless of how he got mixed up or how he lost, the point I'm trying to make is that there are people who like, well, if you don't go to Japan, you'll never be good enough to compete against Japanese players. And that's bullshit. That's what I'm trying to say. Breno Fighter's never been to Japan. He mixed Tokido up and Tokido got body. And he can hold that shit. Nothing against Mad Cat's got players. I'm just saying, you know, it is all up to the individual player. It is not necessarily the culture. It is not necessarily the discipline. It is all up to the player. It is what the person can dig deep down inside and find the answer. That shit is not beyond any race or nationality or any gender. Anyone can do it.
I mean, look. If you look at a game, if you look at a game like KOF, you know, we can say that South America and Central America, but it's the game they play religiously. You know, if America, you know, if the U.S. or if the UK played the game religiously, then, like you said, it balances out. The fact that
you can't really say that, James, because like this whole thing about that line that's been used even in the old arcade games back in the 90s, or the 80s, when you're busting someone's ass and a guy looks at you like, yo, don't you get some pussy? All you do is fucking play this video games? That's bullshit.
No. Because you know what? Let the numbers speak. When I was down in Ecuador, I go into the arcade. You know what they had? KOF 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. That's it. In a main box. That's all they had. And these motherfuckers played this shit religiously. And on top of it, every motherfucking controller in the goddamn place was broken. So they learned to play adjusted. So when they do get put onto a stick that actually works, that heavy execution ain't that heavy. You know,
that's that hyperbolic time chamber shit, that gravity squeeze shit, that times 100. People don't know about them OG days when you had to play King of Fighters or Fatal Fury. You had 5 buttons, and sometimes the fucking D button was out, so you just had to make the best with 3 buttons, and people scraping people's 3 buttons. And God forbid they get all 5 of their buttons. Oh, Lord Jesus Christ, you get fucking body. So I'm just saying, I just like the notion that everyone would just not limit themselves and just know that they, like guys like YFCYipes, guys like DRA, guys like some of the people in South America, the King of Fighter, Kula, Bala, all these guys, those guys make, I feel, a certain level of pride in them, whether they're Empire or not, because their mentality I respect. They have a mentality where if God comes down to play them in a game, they'll put a foot in God's ass too. There's no one, like they say in New York, anyone can get it. Anybody. And I don't like the fact that in America for competitive games, especially fighting games, they're like, well, we'll give it to everyone in the world except for Japan. That shit sounds so bitch. Like, what? Like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Well, you gotta understand, it's Japan. No, I don't. Explain it to me. Yo, it's Japanese.
You wanna know what's crazy, man? Even when I was coming up in the hood, and I'll be in the random, bodegas and stuff, and I'm with my Dominican people, and we play the game with them, and they Spanish, they like, yo, them Chinese guys are mad OD in this game and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
All the time.
All
man.
the time. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what game it was.
Chinos.
Yeah. You'd be like, yo, the Chinos, man, they freaking beasts, dog. I'll be like, yo, I wasn't even in the FGC. I just heed their words. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, Chinos is nice in this shit. And then and then it's funny. So, me with that mentality coming in the FGC, and then I see Justin busting everybody's ass. You know what I'm saying? That shit was like, oh snap, that wasn't playing.
But when Sanford came into the scene, and he was in Chinatown when we had our own little video land thing, and me and Sanford got into that first big argument. And Sanford was like, "Triforce, you ain't shit when you on the internet." Oh, that's when the internet first came around. So that was kind of funny and shit when Sanford said it. When you on the internet like me or SRK, and the world can see you play, then you something. Other than that, you just good around us. Me and Gerard, we be going to Chinatown. We be fucking up not chinos.
Oh shit.
When they went to Chinatown and CVS 1 was out, Justin was fucking mad niggas up in CVS 1. And when Jerron and Sanford got there, they was like, another fucking Chino. Fuck this nigga. I'm gonna bust this nigga's ass. And it was busting Justin's ass. That's where Sanford developed that Vegeta complex. Like, you don't care who you are. Like, he'll respect your game. Don't get it twisted. He's not gonna say you suck. But it doesn't mean that he can't reach out and touch you and still body you as well. And that's why, I just respect those players, because you really see the true passion of the fighter there. You can see their heart. Their heart is, I'm going to play, I don't care who you are, and I'm going to play to win. I hate when some people like, Tom versus Chuninkawa. And the guy's, oh man, I got to fight a Chino. Like, my dude, you don't even know how good he is. You automatically
Triforce.
So fucking bitch. I hate that shit. Like, if I was a coach of a player and said that, I Bobby Knight shit and smack the shit out of it. Like, fucking.
Oh God. I mean, I'll admit it. Like I said, growing up, I'll say like I said, when I used to go into Penn Station arcade and shit, and during MK one days, motherfuckers saw me. You heard psst, 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 the white boys here. It didn't matter, Chino, black guys, Spanish guys, the white boys here, the white boys here, and motherfuckers would line up around me. Play me with one hand, motherfucker. Play me with one hand, motherfucker. And I play him with one hand, and I'm like. And none of that raiding back forward shit. I'm like, yeah, Sub-Zero freezes with one hand and shit. And all of a sudden I got stereotyped. And that's when I told you I wound up meeting Kung Lao up at Playland.
Oh, you mean Dowsum?
Dowsum. And then he was like, he's like, and what did he say? He was calling me the MK Wizard or whatever the fuck he was calling me, And
yeah.
we used to, it was back in pager days, so that's all you could do. But like, I think it was 444 was I was coming into the city.
My man said,
So the arcade, and that's another thing. Nothing against the old Niners and stuff like that, but man, I'm telling you guys missed a great era in the early '90s and the first part of the 21st century. Because, man, from 1991 to 2003, those are some good times, man. That shit was the best. Oh man, damn. I feel bad.
Oh, Chris Bond saying Kung Lao. This kid dressed up. He had the hat. He had the fucking shirt, and he fucking dressed up like Kung Lao every fucking day he came to that arcade, man. He made the hat.
I got something for you. Keep talking.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I mean, and I feel bad. Like I said, I wish I could I could bring the arcade back, but you can't. You really, I mean,
Yeah.
Yestercades, which is in Red Bank, does a great job of it to give you it, but they give you that pre-era, that early 80s, late 80s, early 80s, Defender and Robotron type feel. But, I mean, your ass can go up to the dude and like, hook up ColecoVision for me, and the motherfucker got ColecoVision.
And if I get $1 million, I'll burn $1 million to bring back the arcade era.
I would love to. They don't. You don't know what to the younger guys. The environment, while seedy 90% of the time, you still made friends. You know, you still made friends. You same mentality as, you know, the offline scene is now. You know, clicky with the animes and the MK, but it was just the atmosphere of coming into the arcade. You know, and the stuff that happened. You know, I remember the day somebody got thrown out for throwing in Street Fighter. They threw him through the glass, through the window at Playland. Just right through the window, boom! And they had that place where, yo, you go into this arcade in New York at Playland on 40. It was like 43rd Times Square. They sold the fake IDs at the front door.
Yeah.
You used to play to land on your ass.
You walk in the door, you'd be like, all right, I want to go out drinking, so let me get a fake ID for a college, you know, I don't know, a college in California. You get a fake ID. Of course, their shit was all broken, too, so, you know, you couldn't do a fireball. Felt like you were playing Street Fighter 1 still. All right, what do we got here? Let's see what he's got.
That I keep that picture on my file. I think it's too big. I'm not too sure. I don't know. What? 7 recipients, 6 waiting in progress. Let me.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. It's coming. It's banging fast. Taking a couple of seconds. It's like 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
How about
7
sending
minutes,
DC
but
to the beach?
it goes down. What's
Mine says 1 hour.
How about sending
I'll get in
DC
an
to the
hour.
beach?
Sending DC.
Yeah, how about that?
All right. See, we need to make our first of all. Before we need to get a couple of things straight, because according to you, from my comprehension of what my understanding is that you your video was just a troll video, and that you weren't serious about joining the Empire.
Pretty much, yes. The video, I don't know how it would be interpreted as me wanting to join the Empire, but I mean, I guess it could be
It wasn't the
complimentary.
video. It was the people. The people in the anime community were trolling on Twitter and so forth, and they were telling me that video was for that purpose.
Oh, I guess I was also a 14-year-old girl too, so I guess that makes sense.
Well, I found out after I said, okay, you can join the Empire. Then there was like, wow, Triforce, you're bringing a 14-year-old girl into your organization. I was like, what? So I was getting choked left and right. So I didn't even know what to believe or whatever the case may be. I didn't know what was going on. I was all messed up in the head. So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
With that being said, so I guess this is the part where Triforce is going to get dissed on the Blast Show, but it's whatever. So you're not interested in the Empire.
As it actually says in the video, I'm not really interested in it. I just want to go to the beach.
Oh.
I know.
They got one. It's, wait. Triforce, let me answer this one for you.
At least he kept it real.
Let me answer him real. You got one. It's called fucking Coney Island. Go to it.
Oh man,
Oh, shit.
Manhattan Beach is a little better.
That's kind of fucked up, but at least he kept it real, and that's just what it is. So it's what
Yeah,
it
I
is.
was hoping there was
Good
gonna be a
Triforce.
Persona qual actually, because like I feel like maybe I could like earn it because I'm like really young. It's really hard for me to get a job. I've been looking, but like whatever. But c'est la vie.
What do you do?
Oh, I've been looking for a job.
I know that, but I'm saying, what do you do? Like, you have a particular skill. Video games is not going to pay the bills.
I've done a lot of like data entry work for like some pretty good companies, so I've just been looking for work in that area. Trying to get internships at this point in my college career is kind of hard, so yeah, at this moment in time, I guess
you're looking for something like data entry.
There's a lot of demand for jobs. I've been looking. I've been running into a lot of dead ends.
Get me your resume.
Okay.
Get your resume. Hit me on Twitter. And then we'll communicate, and I'll see if I can maybe get something for you.
Oh, okay.
Now, let me ask you a question. So we're gonna keep this mercenary like.
Get SKD a job.
That's a good job.
I have a mission, and
Empire Arcadia wants to go into the anime community because some of the organization's goals lie within art, music, cosplay, and which is a part of fashion, and we want to infiltrate that scene and help expand it and have a presence in it. That's one of our goals. We need players who have influence, who can compete, and who can be marketed to that demographic to help expand our brand and not only help the player, but also expand their community. So with that being said, I need 3, like I told DC this, I need 3 people from the anime community with those qualifications: influence, skill at the game, and they want to help their scene.